Coming to you from the award-winning Final Third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge, PCA's 2024 Best of Leaf Midwest Cigar Bar, Indiana's exclusive Aladino Cigar Lounge, it's the Final Third Podcast.
Your Park, and in partnership with Aladino Cigars, I'm Rob.
I'm Will.
I'm Scott.
I'm Heine.
And welcome.
Hello.
Welcome, everybody.
Don't call it a comeback.
Happy Sunday.
We're here.
We are here.
Yes.
We're ready to go.
All right, guys. So we are going to be spotlighting a cigar that's not in here, and we're going to talk about why we're doing this. Kind of a fun little experiment here. So company stopped by here called Catelli Cigars. Their cigars are made in the Rojas factory, and you guys have probably tried a lot of the Rojas cigars in here. But they dropped off some samples for us to do here on the show today. These are they call them the Boxer Maduro and the Boxer Sumatra.
Correct.
Yes. So we're actually going to start off with the Maduro. I've smoked them both, and I feel like the Maduro is just a nice medium-bodied Maduro. Not over-spiced like some of them get to now. So that would be good because I think the Sumatra's got a little bit more of a kick and spice that might go well. But just wanted to say welcome to you guys. I know we got some Catelli lovers out there that are listening to us. So we're going to get into this and talk about this and see if this is something that might fit the humidor here or, you know, our clientele base.
So let's talk a little bit about that because this is kind of the premise of the show today.
Yep.
As we get into the cigar and then into the liquor shortly thereafter. Every store, every lounge has its own culture and its own clientele that has specific tastes.
Yes.
And so one of the things that we want to talk about today is these cigars, whether they match Final Third, what kind of lounge, you know, just talking about the flavors and determine if they might fit into your lounge or your shop.
Yep.
Same thing with the whiskeys that we'll be drinking today. These are from Moon Drops, and there's some finished, and, you know, they're pretty aggressively finished.
Yep.
So we're going to kind of just talk through what the process might be if you're an owner. And then if you're a customer, like how you talk to your owner about the kind of stuff that you like and get the things that you want in your shop or your lounge.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is interesting. Like, just a cold draw on this. This is one thing I've noticed from Rojas, the Rojas factory cigars, especially like I get the same note on the cold draw on street tacos, like the El Pastor. I get this briny, almost like sea salt, like sea water, like I feel like it's an ocean kind of vibe.
How close is that factory to the ocean?
I mean, it's Esteli. I'm assuming Esteli, so
I just get this
I'm not sure how close that is.
like a briny note always on the cold draw on
Like
these.
oyster
And I feel
shell.
like,
Yeah.
Interesting.
something like
Oyster shell's a good call. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll get into this. You guys can get lit up, and I'll get this started.
Public
Get
service
lit up.
announcement, don't eat the oyster shell.
Yeah, don't eat that. No. So, okay, this is actually Moon Drops, their latest release. They just did last week, I believe. It's their Tawny Port, straight bourbon Tawny Port. Not straight. Can that be called straight bourbon if it's a port finish?
It's a finished straight bourbon.
Finished straight. Okay, so it's Tawny Port. This is the one that I know Mike and I tried out of the barrel back, over a year ago, and we tried it at cask strength. This one has been proofed down to 100, and we'll get into talking about the finishing on it too. But they proofed it down to 100. Again, that's one of those things that I feel like, you know, distilleries have to figure out what they want to do for their clientele base. Moon Drops has really gotten famous for some of their like lemon shake up and some of their moonshines. They got some rums coming too. So this actually, I think, will fit their clientele. It may not be something someone that wants a straight bourbon's gonna just jump into. But with the tawny port, you got ruby port and tawny port. Ruby port is going to be more fruity, sweeter, a lot of times a little less age. The tawny is the one that ages out really nicely and gets you some dark nutty and oaky notes and turns into like some maple molasses kind of things in
Tawny,
the
you're going to
bottle.
see the 20, 30, 40 year.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And I really like a good tawny port.
And I feel like port finished bourbons or port finished ryes, like they work really well with cigars more times often than not.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
I will say I tend to prefer the port finished ryes over the port finished bourbons.
Yeah.
That was our pick, the one that Christopher.
The
Yes.
Starlight, yes.
Yeah.
So, hey, Rob, do you know like any stats on age and how long this was in the tawny port barrel at all? Or
I think the bottle up there on the bar, which by the way, we have this for sale here if you want to try it. I believe it said it was at least 5 years
okay,
on or 6 years. And then I'll have Lisa look here in a minute and see if we can figure out for sure. But I think it said at least 6 years. But I know it's been in the port barrel for at least a year, if not longer, because again, Mike and I tried it in the port barrel probably a year ago.
Yeah.
So it's at least been a year, probably longer, because it still had it had some good port notes back then. So it could be a couple years on the port, which might be why it's so viscous on the
I mean,
finish.
the color is just beautiful.
The color
It
is
is.
spectacular.
Well,
And it's got good legs. I mean, it's really clean to the glass. I did retro on this cigar.
Yeah.
it's a nice mild retro, isn't it?
It is. It's got some really interesting notes, though. I mean, it's something more than just kind of your barnyard. There's just a bit more going on here. I haven't quite picked it out yet, but
It's almost like a cocoa hay.
maybe that's what I'm getting.
Light cocoa. But it's definitely not just straight barnyard.
Yeah, I see.
But it's nice because, I mean, this is kind of what Maduros used to be. Maduros used to be that more mild to medium, just a darker wrapper, but there wasn't a bold, full-bodied cigar really back then.
Right,
This
right.
was the strong cigar.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of nice to see somebody go back on the Maduros and bring it back into the medium range where people maybe have fallen in love with them when they were younger too. So,
okay.
and it's actually burning. I mean,
Okay,
the
this-
draw on it's great.
This works.
Good.
Like this, with that tiny little bit of cocoa that you were talking about coming through on the retro with this, a slight hint of pepper, not overly aggressive. This thing, you're absolutely right, the nuttiness. Now, it does have some of that kind of date quality, right? Some of those
Yeah.
dried,
It's almost
real
like a,
dried, earthy fruits.
Yeah.
Raisins.
Almost
raisins.
yeah.
note, yeah.
It's almost like a berry, like a
Currant.
subtle, not a tart berry, but a sweet berry, and almost like some honey cinnamon.
Okay, I'm going to say something. The first port finish release that, the guys at Moon Drops did, I thought it was over finished.
Yeah.
I did not like it. I mean, they nailed this one. This one is a great, well-balanced finished bourbon. And
I thought so, too. I
good
was
job.
excited for you
this
to
is
try it. I'm glad you got
much-
to try it.
This is really good. Very well balanced, not overpowering with the port. You can still taste the bourbon in it.
Yeah.
It's not lost.
Now, I think if this was ruby port and it was aged that long in a ruby port barrel, it might get a little bit too sweet.
Yeah.
It could get too sweet.
It was.
With the tawny, it's
The
working
first
good.
release.
It was
they did-
it was ruby the first
I think
one.
it was
Yeah.
ruby, and it was very sweet and very port forward. This is very well balanced.
Yeah.
That's why I was just curious how long they left it in the barrel. But
Are you
It's
guys
at least
getting
a year,
any
year and a
kind
half.
of slight coffee note?
Yes,
A
there
light
is.
roast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A light roast coffee
I think
note.
That's from that.
that's from the cigar, though, right? Like
It could be, but I
could be
I
the
get,
blend between
I
the
do
two,
get some
yeah.
of that kind of almost the tobacco-y coffee kind of note from some of those aged ports too.
Yeah, that's very much, to me, it's a light roast coffee,
There
right?
you go.
That has a more fruity kind of, because you don't think of coffee as being fruity per se, but they they can be that way.
well, some can definitely be floral, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yes, the bright notes in this are wonderful. Very good job.
You know, and you take a sip of the whiskey and then you go back into this Boxer Maduro, take a puff. It actually brings some strength back to the cigar, but it makes your mouth start watering.
This would be my dessert pour after a nice Friday night, Saturday night,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
heavy steak dinner or something like that. A nice dessert pour of this would be magical.
Yeah.
Well, and we do have Jobu on the table, making sure we're not saying anything that's not right today. So,
Jobu.
Jobu.
Welcome back, Jobu.
Yes. We've missed you, buddy.
We can't say our normal Jobu line
No, we can't.
No, we can't.
Dang it.
Until after hours.
Until after.
Wow, chicka, wow, wow.
I've got a lot of things to say in after hours.
Yes.
It's a lot of the
Started on
same
a
word.
rant.
So for those of you that are not members at the Final Third, we do a members-only content every week that gets posted to our private members page. And that's where we kind of cut loose a little bit. So another little benefit there of the membership program, which
Lisa
will be...
can't stop us there.
That's right. Lisa has no control over the members only.
That's right.
And you can sign up for being a member on Black Friday.
Yes.
Which will be adult daycare. That'll
Coming
be the
up.
first day open for membership signups for 2026.
Yep. And that's another reason why today we are closing right at 6 o'clock, because we have to get ready because we're having the members event tonight. So
Yeah.
if you do want to be a member, again, come in and ask questions about that. Every quarter we do a members-only event, and we just try to do something fun to hang out, get to know each other, and just enjoy cigars and whiskey. So
Absolutely.
that's the goal. By the way, I didn't actually say this yet, but this Maduro is the Mexican San Andreas over Nicaraguan. So this is something that Rojas does really well. But also, Michael and Kathy were very involved with the blending of this cigar, of all their cigars, and I think they did a nice job. It's milder than you would get. I mean, looking at it, you're going, oh, I walk into humidor, oh, that's got to be too strong for me. But that's not the case. You always pay attention, or if you're go into a store and you don't see, like we have the strength meter on ours that shows the strength level. If they don't have that, just ask questions. Ask your tobacconist, because they should be able to tell you what's in your range. If you like more milder cigars, but you like the dark, bold, rich cigars, there should be a cigar in everyone's humidor that can handle that, like the Leaf Maduro.
Yep.
It's a medium-bodied cigar, but it's going to give you those darker notes. So,
I'm getting something in the combination here that's about mid-palate that I'm not quite sure what it is. It's kind of got me a little flummoxed.
I'm telling you that just the whiskey as it sits reminds me of like is it tiramisu? Is that what I'm thinking of? Or I'm trying to think of what it is. It's like I don't know. It's confectionery candy, but it's like a deep, rich, really good maple caramel or something in there.
Yeah.
And I can't figure out exactly what it is, but
get
man,
it.
it's so good.
I'm getting like a peppery prune.
Yeah, I get, like, there's
Prune,
definitely spice coming from the MGP. I don't know if this is their 75-21 mash bill or their 60-36, but I get a nice baking spice note that kind of marries well with the red fruit notes that I got. Some
I know Mark's
apple,
screaming
like
at
you
me.
said, some raisins, some
Yep.
Yeah.
prune, all those things you can pull.
Prune's actually a really good call. Prune or date.
Date.
I
Prune
think
and
date for
I
me.
think are the two
Yeah.
that I'm getting out of this. And
Because that'd be
and
a lot of
it's-
dates.
It's working really, really nicely with this cigar.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of Rojas. I mean,
Yeah, we are.
Their street taco,
So
Cinco
you
de
went nuts on
Mayo.
the street tacos.
I have been smoking the hell out of that. I've bought 2 boxes so far this year. I think I still have a 3rd box with my name on it back
I think
there.
you do, yeah.
So it's a race between me finishing the box that I have to buy the next box with my name on it, or people
Yeah.
buying it, and then Rob saying,
It's gotta go
buy
on the
your
shelf."
box now, or it's got to go on the shelf.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
there have been a lot of new,
I'm sorry, but
No, you're okay.
Hey, take-
There's been a lot of new cigars you've gotten in that have really kind of sold out pretty quick, right?
There have, and there's actually a lot of really good cigars out right now too. If you haven't been to your local store or haven't been in here lately, there's a lot of the releases that were coming out around PCA time. The ones that have lollygagged through the summer are starting to show up now.
Yeah.
We've got this is partly on me, but we got the Broadway Caratoba and the Blood Medicine from Crowned Heads, and I like all of them, and each one of them is totally different from each other. The Blood Medicine, another home run. Huber did a great
incredible,
job
yeah.
on that cigar again.
I mean, I know that you said that the shipping on those was limited, but I was in St. Louis for work this last week. I went to Lit a couple times out there in Chesterfield on the far west side of St. Louis. They sold out of them in like a week.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many they had,
You never know, yeah.
And they're not, going to the theme of the show today, their culture, like what they smoke, what their clientele likes, is not typically these big, bold cigars. I mean, they still had Warhead 6s and 11s sitting there on the shelf just because not a lot of people in that lounge smoke that big and bold of a cigar.
Right.
But the bartender that day, he was like, I don't really smoke big cigars. I just can't do these big, bold flavors. He said it was the first time that he could remember just smoking a cigar and immediately going back and getting the exact same cigar and smoking it for his next one.
Nice.
Was that Blood Medicine?
Wow.
Yeah.
And the new Blood Medicine is not a mild cigar.
No, it's not.
It's a
but
medium full.
It is.
But it doesn't come across aggressive.
It's probably, I would say, maybe next to the Chef Special, the most transitioning cigar that I've had this year.
100%.
It changes so much during the smoke, like multiple times.
Like puff to puff, even.
Yeah,
You can
it's,
get
it's
all
crazy
over.
the transition you get on that cigar. So it's that's a fun thing, man. Right when you're smoking, you know there's times where you want to have steady heady, and there's other times where you want this nice
The mystery
symphony,
box press.
symphony or
Keeps you
opera
guessing,
with different
right?
acts.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think this cigar, honestly, would work really well with coffee. Like, I normally lean towards Connecticut's, but this one with the flavor,
I agree.
I think it's just going to be a winner.
Well, it's a more medium to mild Maduro, right? And that's a common misconception, by the way, that a lot of people have. If you have this, you're listening, and you're like, wait, I thought Maduros were always strong.
Nope.
Most people think that Maduros are always strong, and to be honest, a massive portion of the Maduros out there are big, bold cigars, okay? But that doesn't mean that they have to be.
No.
They absolutely don't have to be. You can get a medium to mild Maduro that will have deeper, darker flavors because it's just the amount of time that it ferments.
Why don't, just as a reminder, talk to us real quick about when we talk about strength, like what's the difference between strength versus flavor, right?
So you'll hear people talk about body and strength. Well, body to me is like a balance of flavor and strength. You know, a full-bodied cigar may not be a strong cigar. It just may have a ton of flavor, a ton of complexity to it. So whenever I put the dots on the boxes, I have a 5-point scale. I balance out flavor, or I balance out body and strength. Strength is nicotine.
That's it.
It's what's going to hit you. Warhead 11 is full strength, full body.
Yes, it is.
It's got a ton of flavor, but it's got a ton of strength to it.
And you could have some that have not much in the flavor department, but are just strong
Right.
nicotine, and you're going to probably put those as a 4 or out of 5.
Honestly,
right?
in that case, I always let strength take over, and I put 5. Because if it's too strong and didn't have a lot of flavor, I'm not going to put it as a medium, and someone goes, "Oh my God, it killed me." No.
Right.
But if it's very, very full-bodied on the flavor notes and just the complexity of the cigar, the smoke, viscosity, all that stuff, I may kick it up a little bit more than what the strength is because you are going to get more out of the cigar.
And I appreciate that.
And it's perceived. Some of it's perceived as
Some
well.
of it, yeah. But I appreciate that because, the one thing that can impact me as a smoker is the strength.
Yeah.
Like, if I get something that's 5 out of 5, and it's got lots of flavor but not a lot of strength, I'm happy.
Yeah.
But if I get something that's 3 out of 5 and it's just killing me and my head's swimming, I'm like, why isn't this listed as a 5 out of 5? This thing's killing me. And they're like, oh, well, it doesn't have a whole lot of flavor to it. Sorry, but it's a strong cigar. I'd rather you tell me what the strength is going to be because that impacts me first and foremost.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. But that is a common misconception. And again, talk to your local tobacconist because they should be able to guide you into the level where you are. And if you're like, I'm new to cigars, but I'm bold. I want built bold. You know what? Don't just jump into the big end. Just go ahead and start something with medium, and you might find out that's where you love it initially, and you'll get into the more strong cigars. Some people just jump right into strong stuff, and that's fine. But don't feel like you have to. This is not a man up game. This is a game. Find what you enjoy, and if you like a flavored cigar with your 140 proof bourbon, good on you, buddy. You just do whatever you get.
As the high notes have kind of bled off, as we've talked about a few times over the last 6 to 8 weeks, the high notes, the more your whiskey sits in the glass, those high notes kind of can dissipate a little bit and you get some of those more low, rich notes. This thing is like whiskey.
It is.
This,
I was going to say gingerbread cookie kind of thing going on. Yeah.
This one is like, oh, I'm ready for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah.
So I've thought about this one after I tried a couple times, and Mark and I sat in his office and we drank a bunch of this in his office, as well as the other one we're going to be trying.
And just how much I drink.
Exactly, yeah. Well, when he said samples, I'm like, oh, cool. Maybe we'll get enough for a little pour. He gives us almost 2 full bottles. I'm like, thank you, Mark. We appreciate you, buddy.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
But this one to me is like you could literally throw a drop of simple syrup and a cinnamon stick in there, and you almost have like a fall fashion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that easy to
I
make
think that
this
there
a
is
good
another
cocktail.
note to this, and it's a
whiskey?
combination.
Oh, the combo?
No, I'm sorry. It's like multiple things coming together. You know, I have an affinity against like aggressive peanut butter and whiskeys. Old granddad, right?
Yeah, right.
Not my jam, right? But this is like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Kind of is.
There's a little bit, and the peanut butter isn't like aggressive. It's the
like
peanut butter
unsweet
and
peanut
jelly.
butter.
Yeah, like almost
Yeah.
like an unsweet peanut butter and Concord grape jelly.
That's not a bad call.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, just that with more, right?
But,
a lot more.
But it's all. But think about this too. I mean, it sounds like we're drinking liqueur when we're talking about these notes. It's still 100 proof whiskey,
yes.
so you still get a little bit of the heat. Not a ton because the sweetness is pretty prevalent. But if you're not drinking a lot of whiskey, yeah, you'll still get a little bit of heat. But I mean, throw this over a cube if you want to improve down a little bit. This would be fantastic over a cube.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, tons of flavor for 100 proof, you know.
It is.
A lot of complexity to it. It's good.
So let's talk about this cigar
Yes.
and this whiskey being at this lounge. Because obviously you don't carry these right now. You may not.
Yeah, may or may not.
Never know.
May make a decision on the show.
There you go.
We'll see.
And we're enjoying it. I would say that this, in my mind, would be slightly off palate for what a lot of people smoke in here.
Yep.
Because your Maduros in here are pretty much all pretty potent.
A lot of them are. Yeah.
Yeah. I
You
don't know
probably
if I
have
could,
at least a half dozen or more of the more medium body.
I mean, maybe some of the other Rojas, like the Blue Bonnet, which I'm pretty sure is Maduro, and if it's not, it's damn
Well,
close.
Blue Bonnet's 1502.
Oh, 1502. I'm sorry. Which one am I thinking of then?
Your statements,
Statement. That's it.
that one's definitely more full.
Yes.
Than this one.
Statements
It
is
is.
full.
Yeah.
It's way more full.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would say, some of the things that I would put in this category would be the La Galera Maduro, the Leaf by Oscar Maduro definitely would be in there.
I think
Maybe the regular undercrown Maduro might be close to this.
Yeah.
Might have a little bit more spice to it.
El Pastor's more medium.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's
not,
Rojas too.
not a Maduro, but you know,
Right. Even like the Bosphorus from Crown or Osner family, I think that one's got a little bit more of the, more in that medium range too. So there are a few out there.
Okay, so we got a few. So this does start to sound like it fits the flavor profile of Final Third smokers.
Yeah.
Now, Will, I know you go to a lot of cigar lounges when you're on the road. I know that you visit them with a purpose,
All the time,
right?
yep.
I know that you visit a few when you're on the road. You ever walk into one and see nothing but like 6x60s and 7x70s? And they've got like maybe 5 or 10 Robustos.
Well, there was one this past week when we were in Nashville. I won't name its name, but I walked in and it was like they had maybe 6 facings of Padron and then useless wall space. They had nothing in there that was worth
Just
anything,
nothing at all.
pretty much. I don't know what their normal market is, but nothing in there was appealing to anybody that smokes anything other than like a Connecticut, like Robusto,
Okay.
Interesting.
and then Padron.
Now I've been to some shops, and there's a couple out in St. Louis that they sell a ton of the big cigars. But their crowds are, there's a lot of truck drivers that come in there. There's a lot of guys that's what they like. You know what? You're going to sell what people buy.
Yeah.
Now,
right.
I'm probably never going to have anything above a 660 in here. If I start getting the customer base that wants those, you buy the first box, I'll have a box on the shelf for you. That's how it's going to go. Because those cigars just, for me, they sit in humidors way too long. But the right customer base is right. I mean, golf courses, 90% of the cigars you find on a golf course are going to be milder cigars because you get out in the heat, you really don't want a nicotine bomb hitting you on the second hole. So
Makes it hard to hit
just
that
makes
ball.
sense. It does.
Yeah, when I'm traveling, I think I don't really focus so much on the size, but more of the brand. So,
Yeah.
always gonna, I feel like you always see Padron, you always see Fuente, you always see Rocky.
Yep.
Davidoff.
You'll see Davidoff sometimes.
I
What's
see a
the
lot
other?
of Perdomos when you're a Perdomo lounge.
Perdomo's
You got
big
a
time.
lot of-
Yeah. My father's around
My
a lot
father,
of
that's
places.
the other
Yeah.
one was on tip
yeah.
of my tongue. Yeah, a lot of my father. I don't see, sometimes you see Espinosa, sometimes you don't, which
Yeah.
kind of surprises me. I thought they'd be a little more prevalent. Definitely Aladino, you see it certain
Yeah,
places.
different places. Yep.
I feel like Aladino tends to be a little more lounge
Yeah.
That
driven.
and regional. They definitely have regional
Always
pockets.
see a lot of Liga.
Yeah, lots of league out there. It's interesting you don't see like
Not as much as you used to because
don't
there's
see
not
like
as many Drew Estate lounges, and that's the
Right.
ones that get ligas. So
you don't see as much Cohiba and some of these other the
Monte
Monte
Cristo,
Cristos.
yeah.
Well, you're
if
starting
I feel
to
like
see
if
them.
you see those,
You know where you see those? You'll see those in vape shops that have a little humidor.
Yes.
So you're
Exactly.
walking in and you're like, oh shit, I need a cigar and I don't have any. You walk in to a smoke shop, they're always going to have Cohiba.
Oh, look, they have
and
Cuba
Monte
Cubas.
Cristo. Yeah.
yeah,
But I'm
that's the
trying to
thing
remember
about
one of those two brands, or maybe it's another one that I just can't remember. They've got a blue label they came out with like 4 or 5 years ago. That was
The Cohiba?
is it the Cohiba,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
blue
yeah,
label?
yeah.
And it's awesome. Like
I
it's
haven't had it, yeah.
It's a great cigar.
But again, Cohibas used to be pretty. The American Cohibas used to be pretty cheap.
Yeah.
So you buy them for $6-8. Now you're talking $20-25.
Yeah.
For some of the Cohibas in America, I'm like, you know what? There's way better cigars for that price point
Yeah.
than that. And again, I haven't smoked some of the newer Cohibas. They could be fantastic. Don't bring me one, please. But I would try one if I went to a shop and there was nothing else. I would buy.
Don't bring him a Cuban on a road trip that is plugged.
Got that. Yeah, exactly. You want to talk about that?
Well, I went to Antigua.
Felt so bad. God.
And we were going to Whiskey Acres on a road trip, and I had these Cohibas that I bought at duty free in Antigua. So they were
the
legit.
Siglos.
Legit,
Siglos. Good
And
ones. Yep.
Rob's like, man, like I love these things, but like 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 4 is always plugged. So I grabbed one. I want
Mike?
to say both are grabbed one, and then Rob's was plugged.
Yeah, they're smoking.
1 out of
they're
3.
Like, these things are great draws. I'm like going,
He's working on this thing
What
for
the hell?
like 15 minutes. I'm like, Rob, just throw it out the freaking window.
I'm like,
man.
thank you for
let it
telling me
go."
that. It was bad.
He's like, well, I'm sorry. I don't want. I was like, just
I
get
felt
rid of it.
bad.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
but that's
You did
very
prove your
common.
point, though.
Yeah, he did. He was right.
I was hoping not
he just
to.
got the short straw there.
Yeah, at least it was me. You were the one. You were the one at the bottom. I'm at least glad you got one that was good.
So, thinking on like bourbons, something like this, right? I can see you carrying this.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see you selling cases and cases of it.
No.
I see that you're probably going to have to sell this to some people, right? You
Yeah.
like people. I'd say anybody who walks into the lounge after 8 o'clock. Hey, did you just come from dinner? I got this really great dessert.
Do a monthly
bourbon."
pairing with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right,
This would make
something
a
like
great
that.
pairing. Yes.
It really
So,
would.
yeah, what I'll say about this bourbon is, it's, tawny port finish. It will work with a lot of cigars in this lounge. So that's
It
the
will.
beauty of it. Like, there's a lot of really good cigars that'll really work well with this. And so I think it's a keeper, honestly. Like, I think it'll
I
work
agree.
well.
I think it's good too. And I'm glad you guys agree because I was like down there drinking it, and I know you said that first one was pretty heavily
Oh man,
over
I walked
finished.
in today totally skeptical that I was not going to like it.
I was kind of worried
Yeah,
about that because I'm
it's-
like, man, maybe
Pleasant
my
surprise.
palate's broken because I'm like, this is actually
It's
pretty
actually,
good.
actually very
Yeah.
well balanced.
Yeah.
And they did a good job. They
Good job, Mark.
Yeah, you
took
kept
care of the
saying for the
finish,
last
yeah.
24 hours, man, we're going to have this way over finished. And I'm like, that doesn't seem over finished.
No.
No, it's not.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's heavily finished. It's
is-
not over finished.
It is heavily.
You know
finished.
it's port.
Yes.
You're not going to say, this could be sherry. No, it's port.
There's no question. And
But
the
it's
next
still
one
whiskey.
we're doing is sherry, right?
The next one's sherry, and it looks like motor oil. It's
It
dark.
does.
It is
this will be
dark.
interesting. I'm interested
I'm-
to try it.
Anytime
It's
you
heavy
finish
sherry.
a whiskey, you have to babysit it. You can't just willy-nilly check it periodically. You really, once it starts dialing in, you've got to really keep it, keep pulling samples on a pretty routine basis to don't let it
go past
go
that
over the
mark.
top. Yeah.
What do you figure is a routine? I mean, are we talking daily?
Oh man, I would say weekly.
You think
Weekly?
weekly? That much?
Yeah. Not at first, no.
Oh, wait, for
No.
finishing. Yes,
When
you're
it's
right.
very-
Yeah.
when you
Once
know
it
that
gets
you're
close to
getting
that
close.
point where you're
Yeah.
just like, oh, this is what I was looking for. Monitor the
espe-
crap out of
and
it,
again,
yeah.
it's going to depend on the barrel. How many times has that barrel been filled? Is it a new fill? Then it's gonna I got to babysit it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
If it's the third, fourth fill,
It's
I'm
gonna
going to
take
be
a
a little more
longer.
chill about it.
Yeah.
So.
Now, I will say this to me.
It's almost as
Wow,
dark
that's-
as my shirt.
I will say this to me is one and done. It is changing on my palate consistently. Like I'm getting a little bit more chocolate as I get to the end. Maybe it's with the cigar. But
Yeah.
I do feel slightly fatigued by it. Like I don't think I want to go back for another pour of this if I'm sitting down and
This is a Chris Gordon bourbon all day.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Chris would love this one.
Would you drink?
good.
I mean, would you drink more than one of these? Or is this?
No.
Yeah,
I think it's a one for me. Yeah.
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 Probably not.
It's good.
You're-
and it's like
it's a
great
good call. It's a dessert
Yeah,
finish.
I would
Now,
probably
I
drink
would
this
say
at
it's
the
a
end of the
dessert
night.
finish for a bourbon lover, someone that already drinks a lot of bourbon. But for someone that maybe is just getting into bourbon or likes other type of flavors in it, this could be one that they could drink 3 or 4 in a night.
It could
Well,
be.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
We're not going to do 3 or 4.
I'd say if you're coming from like a rum background,
Yes.
you could drink probably
Yeah,
3
I
or
can see
4 of
that.
these. You know, just
100%,
the
yes.
sweetness that's in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I went ahead and poured the sherry. When you guys are ready, do your thing. You want to hit that first commercial break?
Yeah, we can do that.
In Indiana, we grow it. And when it comes to harness racing, the Indiana program has grown to become one of North America's very best. Breed Development and the ISA have been there every step of the way by overseeing and promoting the Indiana sired racing, breeding, and stakes programs at every level. We're working to ensure a right future for all of us.
And we're back.
All right. Thank you to the Indiana Standardbred Association. Also, thank you to Harris Hoosier Park Casino. Live racing starting Tuesday at 5:30 through Saturday for the first post. Harris Hoosier Park Casino, your place for Indiana Standardbred racing. Also, there are slot machines and table games at the casino, where Alan, who should always go to any kind of sporting event and leave
Early.
right before the start of the last quarter or half or whatever,
winning
will
drive.
be winning all the time at the casino.
Yes.
Alan, you just got to quit the games
Yes.
halfway through and go to the casino.
It's a win-win, Alan.
It's a
It's a
win-win.
win for all of us. You win money, we win the games. It's perfect.
So we're talking sports. Let's go ahead and get into sports now. So yesterday we're sitting here watching the IU game, IU Iowa game, and Alan, our boy Alan's been on here before too. He actually went to the game, and in Alan fashion, they weren't winning. Were they down when you left? Or tied?
They were
still
tied.
It's
tied.
tied 13-13.
So they were tied 13-13, and he left because he's like, oh, this is crap. And the fans were giving him all this crap and everything. He left, and IU came back and won the game. So that happened to, what, maybe like 8 different Pacer games this year, too?
I remember last year, Alan goes outside
Yeah.
of the lounge.
Looking in the window.
And he's looking in the window, and the Pacers start losing, and we are all like waving at him, "Go
Get
away,
away!"
get out of here!" And so he walks around the building, and then the Pacers come back and win the game.
Yeah.
And then Alan's allowed back in the building
Yeah.
to finish his cigar.
So I am curious. I think it hits, what, 2 o'clock when they do the poll, the rankings?
I think it's 1. They're probably out
1?
now.
yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah.
2? Okay.
2
So
o'clock? Okay.
I'm curious to see what's going to happen because you did have some losses in the top 10. Florida State got beat, which that was a brutal loss for them.
Yes, it was.
But see what IU gets out of this because they were moved up to 11. They still
Penn
haven't got
State
the
got
love that they
beat.
got,
Yeah.
but they won against an unranked Iowa. I'm
On
like, okay,
Iowa's
but it's on
homecoming.
Iowa on their homecoming.
I mean, look, it's
there
a
was
game
a lot.
they were supposed to win, and they did their job.
I'm just curious to see what kind of love they're going to get, or if they're just going to stay there and someone's going to move ahead of them.
Yeah.
I think honestly they should move into the top 10. They're still 4-0.
I think they should
5-0?
be.
Whatever. Yeah.
They're 5-0.
5-0,
for the
yeah.
second time in a row, and that's the first time in the history of IU football that they've started 2 seasons in a row 5-0.
5-0. Yeah. Yeah.
And Breeden's
Coaching
losing
matters.
his damn mind because you're a Michigan guy by
am.
default, but your kids went to IU, right? A couple kids,
Couple went to IU. Yeah,
and so
correct.
now you're dying because you're like,
Right.
how can you handle the Big Ten?
It's challenging. I'm going to Ohio State game next weekend. I don't even know what I'm thinking. I'm so confused.
So confused.
It's a confusing life I live.
You're there for your lovely wife.
Now I have my
and your
wife.
daughter.
My wife's an Ohio State grad. My daughter's now in grad school at Ohio State. So like I kind of have to like. I'm thankful she's there. And my wife's a diehard Ohio State fan, so I'm going to this game next weekend. I just.
Are you going to wear the M?
Oh, I don't want to get killed. I'm not stupid, Rob.
You know, it's funny. You used to be able to be like a Michigan guy or an Ohio State guy. Maybe if you had an affiliation with Indiana, you could be like, yeah, I like Indiana because they
Yeah.
weren't threatening, right? It was always
Right.
like, oh, yeah, sure. The Hoosiers, hey, they won a nice game. You know, good for them. Way to go, guys.
Yeah.
You know, it was
Yeah.
the.
You got 3
I'm
wins
gonna-
this season. Good
Yeah.
job.
Now they're like legit and everybody's freaking out.
Good news is IU does not play Michigan this year or Ohio State.
Ohio State,
So
yeah.
They've got a pretty fair schedule.
But they still got Oregon and Penn
And
State.
Penn State.
Penn State.
both.
That's going to be a tough
Those are going
one.
to be
And
two
that
battles.
game was looking awful. I mean, what was it, 3-3 at
3-3,
halftime?
yeah.
I was like, man, this is boring.
Double
This is-
overtime.
Dude, it was
Yeah.
a great
Yeah.
game. And I'll tell
Great
you,
finish.
man, the finish was spot on with the way the game was going.
Yeah.
Yep.
a good game last night.
Congratulations to Oregon on winning
Yeah.
that.
Big,
So-
big win for that team.
That was.
Big
Yeah.
win.
All right, so we're still in the cigar. Actually, I'm just really into the second third.
I'm getting into the final.
And if we
third
want to
now.
switch up cigars, we can here
I
in
will
a few
tell
minutes.
you, it gets a little bit more hay to it
Can-
in the final third.
Can we talk about the color on the sherry finish?
Dude, it's almost coffee.
I don't
It
even
is.
know if I've seen anything like this.
Yeah.
in
You
a
know
long
what coffee?
time.
This is your office coffee. Right?
Yes.
This is when you go to
Not
work
black, but
and you're
approaching.
working at some place that they just buy Folgers. This is like Folgers coffee.
Yeah,
right here,
yeah,
right?
it's one of the darker whiskeys I've seen. And it's, again, this one's the sherry finish, and he said he proofed this one down to 100 proof too. Now, this is not released yet. This one's not been released yet.
That is sherry.
It's sherry, yeah.
I mean, that's sherry. I don't know that I find this to be nearly as balanced as the port was.
It's a lot heavier on the sherry side.
It's
Yep.
aggressive sherry.
Yep.
It's
It is.
definitely aggressive sherry. You can look at it and already tell
Yep.
where we're going here.
It goes with the dry kind of, what's that?
Yeah.
The dark, unsweet cherry kind of thing that hits you with sherry.
Yep.
It's heavily on that side. Yes,
It's almost like cough drop coating.
it is. That's
Very
why
stable.
when I had them on both, I'm like, I knew these would be almost night and day. I was really kind of concerned when you were talking about the first, but I didn't realize it was the other port finish.
Correct,
I
yeah.
thought it was the same bottle. I'm like, God, we're going to have two. They're going to be very, very aggressively finished. But,
You know, I kind
First
of want
one's
to
great.
have this like a spritzer.
dude,
I
use
almost
this
want to
whiskey.
throw a little bit of like just soda water into it.
Just to lighten it up.
I'm
Yeah.
saying
yeah,
use this
yeah.
whiskey for a Manhattan and
Yeah.
throw just a little vermouth in there. You're already
oh,
there.
man.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because it's almost vermouth in the way it
Yeah.
is already.
I
so
mean, it kind of is. Like, maybe it just needs
Just an
shaken over
RTD.
ice and
Yeah.
strained.
That
into
might be
a
all you need.
glass.
Yeah.
I mean, Manhattan's a perfect cocktail.
Manhattan would be
for
perfect
this.
for it. Yeah, yeah.
You could probably put just a touch of bitters in it. I don't even know that I'd do the vermouth. I might just skip the
I
vermouth.
would do it.
And-
Do 2.5 ounces or 2 full ounces, depending on where you are,
Yeah.
of this. Throw your bitters for your Manhattan in there and go.
Call it a
A
day.
little bit of simple, very little simple.
It's incredible how much it could be like a Manhattan in a glass. Mm-hmm. Like a ready to drink.
It almost is like a ready to drink, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It's very sweet.
Extremely sweet.
Very sweet
Yeah.
bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
It's got a strong drying effect on your tongue.
Now
almost
this one's not
even
one
the
I
bottom
have.
of your tongue.
This is not one I have at the bar. This was not even bottled. I don't believe yet, or at least not this exact release has been. You know, I don't think so. I don't think it's.
If
been
you
released.
like sweet bourbon, you're going to enjoy
You're
this.
gonna like it, yeah.
It's very
If you like sweet bourbon and you also like semi-dry wines,
Yeah.
I think this would be good because it's not like a drying like Cabernet, but it's definitely leaning into the drying world.
I feel like this is the opposite of a Whiskey Acres, right? Whiskey Acres, grain forward, lots of
Yeah.
like just real aggressive. Like you know that you're getting this
Yeah.
pure bourbon. This is not that in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
It's almost like if you could draw a linear scale, these would be at the opposite ends.
Yeah, because you're thinking this is MGP, right? So calm still, very clean distillate, not a lot of congeners, not a lot of tails, not a lot of oils. So the sherry is going to really shine through on that, as
very
opposed if you did
prominent,
like a sherry finished Whiskey Acres, where you're still going to get those
All this
oils kind of
oil,
coming through. Yeah.
Yep.
Now with the added sweetness of the whiskey, the retrohale is spiced up.
Yeah, absolutely. did.
Yeah, I agree.
just
I
heard
almost,
it.
I
Wow.
almost did
Yeah.
a double take a minute
Same.
ago.
Yeah, this became a black pepper, almost black pepper bomb, just because of the sweetness.
Yeah.
So I'd be curious of what this would do. Maybe, well, let's see. I wonder how this would be with that Nulu that I brought out.
An earthy,
Straight bourbon.
An earthy undertone too, kind of on the
Yeah.
retro.
Yeah.
Kind of comes out.
So you're getting into that barnyard
Yeah,
earth.
yeah. I am, yeah.
As soon as I hit the final third, that's where it really popped for me in a big way.
Well, we can bounce back to the other one when we get into the other cigar too, so we can actually give it a fair shake on that, because I think this one, the whiskey and the sherry overtakes the palate for everything. Not that it doesn't pair; it still pairs. It just makes the cigar stronger or feel stronger. Not it's perception.
It definitely changed the cigar.
You got to
Yeah.
have I'm thinking like from a cigar standpoint that could hold up to that sherry finish. Maybe honestly,
Warhead 11.
Warhead 11,
Yeah.
Aladino Fumanoche.
Yeah.
something that's gonna
Placencia, like the Sixto
something
Placencia
that's
would be
gonna
good.
hang with that.
Yeah.
That cuts some of that sweetness. A
Yeah.
little bit,
Now, do you think this would work with a very, very, very mild cigar too?
I think it overpowered.
I think
It would overpower it, but if somebody that doesn't smoke a lot of cigars, it
If
might
I-
be a good pairing for them because they're just going to get all creaminess out of the cigar. That's all they're
maybe
going to get.
it would be an interesting experiment. Maybe you should do this week. Is do a La Crema or
a crema, yeah, crema, yeah.
an Espinosa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it La Crema? I can't.
Crema.
Crema. Do a
Yeah.
crema, or do a little more aggressive. Oh, do it a leaf Connecticut.
Yeah, I was even thinking like the
Yeah.
little Sipo La Galera, Connecticut would be good
Yeah.
too. But I was even leaning towards your Metro.
Metro. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
But you might be getting way too much sweetness when
I'm
you add
thinking,
both of them
yeah.
I
together.
don't. It'd be kind of interesting because the Metro is molasses.
Yeah.
Right on that, and the smoke is super creamy, and I feel like this has such a drying effect. I feel like the creaminess of that smoke, it kind of coats your mouth with a little bit of like milk fat.
Could work.
It could totally
I
work.
also, and I would like to try that sherry finish with a Toscano.
Ooh, there you go.
would
I
be-
think that would be very
You know what?
interesting.
Bring a smoky note to this.
Yes.
That's,
Yeah.
that kind of smoked meat.
Bring me that bacon fat smoke kind of
Yeah.
thing going on with this, and then that might actually work.
I mean,
Yeah.
rich as hell though. Man, that'd
It would
be
be,
like.
it would be, but
Like this is just for people who like big bold flavors, and I love big bold flavors, but I always have to have something to kind of counter it or cut through.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I'm struggling with right now. Is this is just so. It's not cloyingly sweet, but it is.
I think
sweet.
this is the whiskey for someone that says, I like whiskey, but I'm more of a dry wine guy. You know,
Yeah.
like try
Yeah.
this because I think if you lean towards the wines, I think you would like this. If you lean towards the whiskeys, it's probably not going to be your jam.
that's a really, it's a good point. Like finished bourbons are a nice gateway for people who are not whiskey drinkers.
Yeah,
You know, and like this is a good gateway person for someone who, and I'm not saying it doesn't work for experienced, whiskey enthusiasts like we are, but for the new person, I think it's a nice bridge because some of the bourbon notes can be kind of aggressive sometimes. This cuts away from some of that.
Yeah.
Makes it approachable. I'm sure at Moon Drops they're doing a lot of cocktails generated around this because they have some great mixologists there.
Yep.
Their cocktails at Moon Drops, if you haven't had any of them, they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
And so I would be real interested to see if they've created some sort of cocktail to work with that. I'm sure they have. But
So I'm thinking, have you ever had a corn whiskey that was not a bourbon and not aged in a charred oak barrel, but just in an oak barrel? Because I never have. I've never even heard of it.
Is that yellow corn one from Heaven Hill that way?
Mellow Hill?
Mellow corn, yeah.
Is Mellow Hill? I don't know if that's charred or not. If it is, it's a very light char.
I don't know.
But it's also only 2 years old,
So you
right?
can use unused, or I'm sorry, you can use used charred oak. They're probably all going to be charred, though.
That's what I figured. But you got to remember, like the whole thing. You know, there's lots of stories around how we got to charred barrels.
Yeah.
Right. Nobody really knows for sure. There's some barrels caught fire and they decided to use them because
They needed
it was
to,
expensive and then they suddenly found out that was like the best way to do it. But corn whiskey is really aggressive. Like it is sharp. It's a harsh kind of flavor.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had new makes that we've loved and we've been like, man, I could just drink this as a completely unaged, just corn whiskey, right?
Well, corn
That's
whiskey.
clear.
If you put corn whiskey in new charred oak, it's bourbon.
It's bourbon.
It's bourbon,
My
yeah.
point is the non-charred oak,
Yeah.
right? That really sharp. So people like to get that gateway to bourbon. We got to remember that the charred oak is what makes corn whiskey much more mellow than the sharp new make. And I've just never had a new make that may have been aged in an uncharred barrel for a couple years. I'm kind of curious about if you think back, 200 years ago, or 250 past the start of the country, right? When they were like, we're growing all this corn, we don't know what to do with it, let's make whiskey. It gets just put into a barrel because they didn't
That's
have
what
metal
they
barrels.
used.
They just
Yeah.
used wood barrels.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that there was some aging process that happened with a little bit of in and out, but it'd be a light brown and it was going to be really aggressive.
I think it would be very, very green, woody kind of notes that
Exactly.
you're going to pull
Ethanol.
from. It's not going to be,
But that's what we're starting with when we then start to make bourbon with a charred oak.
Wouldn't that
Yeah.
lean
So
more
I
toward almost
get
a
that people
moonshine?
struggle. Well, people
be.
struggle with bourbon, right? They're like,
Yeah.
I'm just not a bourbon guy. Bourbon's not my thing. And compared to a lot of other, sherries and things like that, where they have these sweet flavors, they're really soft. They're just it's palatable to a lot of people. That hard corn whiskey that's aggressive for them.
Yeah.
So I like your comment of this is a good way to step into it. It just kind of got me thinking, like, what was it like before
So-
they had charred oak barrels?
I would say-
how aggressive was it?
I would
not
say
great.
going
Exactly.
back and thinking of somebody
That's why
like
there weren't
Alan.
gas stations. They just poured that in.
They just said, hey, let's just
Thinking of like Alan Bishop, and his history, his family's history, grandparents, all the way up, how they've been distilling forever. He calls himself the alchemist of the Black Forest.
Yes.
There's a reason for that. He's growing everything. He's playing with stuff. He's transforming things into something different. I think that we think of it in a technological world. We're like, okay, how did that happen? I guarantee you, they said, you know what? If we actually light that wood on there, it's going to pull out sugars in that wood. We're going to taste some more stuff. They probably figured this stuff out way before we would have ever thought about it.
Yeah.
True.
Because they're
Yeah.
playing with stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh man, I'm not getting anything out of the wood. Let's toast it and see what it does.
Yeah, let's just set fire to this thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
I bet
didn't
you
work.
guarantee
Burning.
that barrel is really expensive. I mean, they're a couple $100 now for new barrels, right?
But back then they
Versus
were
back
probably
then
making their own barrels.
They were probably still a couple $100 back in the day in
Yeah.
terms of effort that you put into it.
Yeah, I think,
I'm going to go ahead and get in the other cigar just because
Okay,
I know
yeah.
we
I'm about ready
have
to,
time.
yeah.
But if you guys want to keep smoking, do what you want to do.
Well, I mean, they have to steam the barrels anyway to shape them and to get them to seal.
Yeah, and to get the curve, on the.
So I'm
But
sure toasting it really is just adding.
I'd be curious if when the first people that barrel aged anything, if they actually did the stage. They probably didn't do the stage.
Well, it wasn't
they probably
barrel
used
aged, it was just barrel stored.
Yeah.
Well, they probably just had a tree trunk, hollowed it out, put a cap on the bottom and top, and that was their barrel because they probably wouldn't have even thought, let's cut them like this and make them fit perfectly and put a band on it and all that. they had to find some way to actually store it because they didn't have, like you said, they didn't have metal containers, didn't have plastic. They probably weren't doing anything with glass at that time. So it's like, you know, it'd be kind of curious to see what that history is.
Yeah, I
that
am
would be
kind of
great.
curious. I wonder maybe if we can find somebody that's like a...
That'd be
You
Alan.
almost
Alan
wondered if
Bishop
he'd
would be
be
able to tell
would
us
be
all
a
that.
historian
Yeah.
that'd be able to tell us about
Yeah.
that.
I almost wonder if you go far enough back in history, it would have been clay pots.
Yeah.
It would.
It
Good
was.
call. It was
Good call.
wine,
It definitely
right?
was, yeah.
Wineskins, right? So they,
Wineskins,
they just
yeah.
did wineskins.
Yep, that's
and then,
right.
And then I think the barrel thing, you know, when you talk about distilled spirits, brandy was one of the early ones.
Yeah.
It was probably one of the very first, if I had to guess. I would not be surprised at all if brandy was one of the first distilled spirits back in the day.
Because of
they
the
had
abundance
wine.
of wine.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So going with brandy and then saying, okay, what do we do with this? Like,
Yeah.
cool, we made this distilling
There's probably some historian out there going, "You guys are idiots."
There should be. Hey, if you're a
comment.
Tell
Doug,
us,
give
yes.
let us know.
All right,
Reach out.
so-
We'd love to have you on the show.
So this one is the Boxer Sumatra. This is an Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper over Nicaraguan binder and fillers.
Okay, the cold
I
draw.
get a specific cold draw on this one. So
I don't know about the flavor, but I was just going to talk about the draw itself.
perfect draw.
Effortless.
Yeah, yeah.
This as soon as
So,
I just
As soon as
drew,
I say
was like,
this,
chef
you're gonna-
special.
As soon as I say this, you're going to say, that's it. This is unsweetened cinnamon graham cracker.
I agree with that. I mean, compared to the Maduro, there is a sweeter note on the cold draw, I thought, but
Just slightly sweet.
Subtle,
It's
very
more from the
subtle,
graham
yeah.
cracker
I had
than
to
it
try
is
and
the
rinse my
sugar.
palate. I'm so sherry.
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
like it's over the top.
Well, we'll finish the sherry and then we'll go back to the tawny with this one too, so we can kind of give it a fair shake. But you're right,
I get
though.
what you're saying about the
Construction.
grain.
This is actually, I mean, the construction on this thing is beautiful.
Excellent
There is
job
no
gluing
flaw.
your wrapper.
Yeah, there's no flaws anywhere on this thing. The caps are perfect. Very well done by Boxer or by Catelli and by Rojas on this cigar. So
this is my first initial thoughts on this. This is a great cigar.
I was the same way.
I'm first couple of puffs and I'm like, wow. this
Wow,
is
just
good.
lighting it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Man.
Yeah, and the thing is, the strength on this one I think is about the same as the other one, but the spice on the retrohale is why I wanted to go second with this one.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
The retro's nice.
it's a red pepper spice.
It's not even aggressive though. It's,
Not aggressive,
it's,
just
no zero aggression.
Just nice. Yeah,
Yeah, you could drag and breathe this one all day long.
Yep.
It's not going to hurt you.
but I would say it's still a little bit more spice on the nose than what you get out of that Maduro, at
Yeah.
least on the beginning. Now I'm kind of curious what it does with this whiskey now too.
It's even sweeter, I think, now.
Teddy Grahams.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, there
The
you go.
cinnamon Teddy Crayons without the extra sugar
Yeah.
on top.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like the sherry even kind of gets sweeter to me, like with this. But again,
It does, but dude, take a drink and then take a puff and a retrohale, and that spice kicks up pretty aggressive in the nose, in a good way, not a bad way. Oh yeah, there you go. Yep. I think this is actually even going to pair better with the tawny port.
I think so.
We'll get back to that in a
I
second.
will say, for me, this is just me and my palate.
Yeah,
The sherry's probably not one I'd go back to.
I would agree.
Now that's me. I'm a barrel proof kind of,
Yeah.
give me the big. I love the whiskey acres, all the grain forward stuff. It just doesn't hit my palate perfectly.
Yeah.
I will say this though, man, Mark over there is great job.
doing a great
He's
job.
doing a great job. Yeah.
He's just. I'm looking so forward to him shipping his own stuff. I mean, he's got a couple thousand barrels over there in his rick house, and just keep working, Mark, because man, you're doing good stuff, man.
Yeah.
And I love that,
Hey, Will, can you hand me that?
he's consulted, he's used Alan Bishop in consulting
Yep.
process to get their distillate right the way they want it. And,
Okay, you guys all know I don't know what I drink. So did we already do Alan's stuff on the show?
We
that I
did the
brought back?
sunshine.
No, I mean all the ones I brought back from the barrels that he did.
We've not done those yet.
No.
Yeah.
We need to do that soon, or at least do it.
You've got a
off
bunch of
show.
samples. Yeah, we haven't tasted.
Yeah, when I went down and saw Alan, so when Alan first got started at Old Homestead, he actually contracted Moon Drops, which again, if you don't know where Moon Drops is, from where we are, it's on the other side of Fortville. It's 7 minutes from here. But he contracted Moon Drops to distill exactly what he wanted to get started to put some stuff in barrels. That was before I think Alan decided they're probably not going to do a lot of, bourbon and rye. They're going to do a lot more stuff that fits his crowd.
Exactly.
More
He's a
botanicals,
boat crowd. He's a Patoka. He's the Patoka Marina. He's going to hit the boat crowd. They're going to want moonshines. They're going to want some fun stuff. They're not going to be out there drinking 130 proof bourbon.
And he's not really talking about distributing. I mean, he's
not yet. It'll be a while.
He's
It'll be a
staying
long
local
while.
for the
But so he had a bunch of barrels that he had them make up, and Lisa and I went down and we actually tasted through a bunch of the barrels, and I brought back samples for us to try. So it'd be good maybe to try it on the show. Maybe we do that when we see Alan next time, or
I
we
might
just
have
do
to
it.
talk Janelle into going down to French Lick Resort, maybe late fall. It's beautiful down there.
Yeah. Well, you're only half an hour from
Exactly.
from Alan's
Right.
place
Yep.
too.
That's why.
And what's cool about that place too is it's the old homestead, and they have the hotel, they've got a bar, they've got the distillery, they've got a cigar lounge, which right now I think it's smoking outside on the front deck, which is still awesome. There's a brewery on one end that's not. I mean, they're all affiliated, but they're not affiliated. Brewery on one side, winery on the other side, and a restaurant. You can literally stay at that hotel and never leave, and just go on the lake whenever you
Oh,
want
and
to.
it's a hotel right there.
Yeah.
Hotel,
Oh,
yeah.
maybe just
Yeah.
stay right there then.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
going to start doing classes where he's going to start doing, like bourbon steward type classes for people and stuff. And honestly, learning from Alan would be amazing because that dude's got more history in his brain than anybody I know.
And I
So-
know they got the French Lick Winery down there. There's a couple
Yeah, and
others.
that's in French Lick, not in Patoka.
Right, which I
yeah.
did in 30 minutes.
I mean, it's only 30 minutes away.
Look, from here, once you get down to that area, I'm like, they're
You're
all
driving
the
in
same.
the country.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, you got French Lick Winery there, and one of the
Is
best
there
German
another
restaurants.
winery close by? I feel like there might be.
There might be, but I don't know. I don't go to wineries much anymore. I
gotta-
like to.
I have to balance out with Janelle, right? Yeah, sure, you can go to a distillery, but I'm going to this winery. Okay, babe, we got it.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing is there is you get the brewery, distillery, and winery within walking distance of each other. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
So
go
when
ahead.
she's like,
Wait.
"Oh, I'm going to the winery," I go, "Let's start walking."
Yeah, there it is, right there. Yep.
It's right there. I'll be in the distillery.
Sorry,
So
Janelle.
this week, this Thursday, Will and I did a tasting
Oh, yeah.
here.
Yeah. Tell us about that.
We were in our ascots. His looked really nice. I looked like the ascot at the frat house. It was great.
Perfect.
But no, we actually. I thought
All right,
it
I'm
turned
going to
out
call
good.
Rob out right here. He was in the bathroom for half an hour.
No, I
trying to
wasn't.
tie
I was in there like
it.
5 minutes. You guys kept giving me crap.
It's a square knot, Rob.
It's not that hard to
We
tie.
can
You just
hear
got
the
to roll it.
YouTube on rewind. When
Yeah.
he's trying to,
Right over left.
I'm giving you shit. It was fun, man.
No, yours did look good though. You looked good.
Well, I've tied it a couple times
Tell,
now, so I'm a
tell
pro.
Becky he needs to be able to wear this all
Yeah,
the time.
she wouldn't
you
let
need
me
to wear
wear
this to bed.
I came decked out with an ascot on. We were going to a wedding a couple weeks ago. She's like, no. I'm like,
it looks
"Man, come on.
It looks so good on you,
She's
bud.
like, no. I'm like, okay.
She wanted that chest hair hanging out of your shirt's what she wanted.
Maybe that
That's
was
what
it.
it was.
Must
Yeah,
have been it.
Just talk her into the Fred and Daphne Halloween costume.
Yeah, right.
You can
Just
wear an
tie it
ascot.
like that. Yeah. That Rob was almost there. But no, we went through a flight. Let's see, what do we have? We had Circle City Bottled and Bond. We had Whiskey Acre 7-year. We had J. Mattingly Light,
light
whiskey. And then we had, what was there?
K. Luke Bourbon.
K. Luke, yeah, batch
Yeah.
12 K.
There you
Luke,
go.
yeah. And then I brought out 2 bonus pours at the end. One, because I wanted to blow people's mind on rice whiskey, so I brought out JT Melick and asked everybody what they thought. What is it? Everybody thought it was bourbon, and blew their mind when I'm like, no, it's 100% rice whiskey. It's not bourbon. And then the last pour we did was a Maker's Mark.
Cellar age.
No, it wasn't Cellar Age. It was a Maker's Mark pick from Evansville Bourbon Society.
Oh, I thought it was Cellar.
Where
My
they had
bad.
put 10 staves in their pick, and it was called We Added Wood.
Nice.
That was their
I like
bottle
it.
name, and it was aggressively oak forward. But I wanted people to taste how oak, either you like that aggressive oak or you don't. And a lot of people, surprisingly, I didn't think they were going to like it. A lot of people actually came and said they really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
For me, it's a little too oak forward, and I love oak, but
Yeah.
you thought it was.
I
you
liked
enjoyed
it.
Yeah.
I liked it, and I'm a huge Maker's Mark fan, and I liked it. So
Yeah, this is how I have trained my palate. I'm always saying, what's the most X flavor? Like, what is it that is over the top? I want to taste that because I want to know, is it oak? This is like
Yeah.
a cherry bomb. This thing is a vanilla bomb. Like, sometimes you just got to go all the way in, and it may not be something that you drink all the time, but you're like, okay, now I know exactly what that note is.
It's an excellent exercise in sensory development.
yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think the reason why I liked it was because I'm not a huge Maker's fan. I don't like some of that kind of the floral kind of I don't know, something in Maker's, or the kind of floral hay or something I get out of Maker's. I'm not a big fan of.
Maker's,
kind of like Four Roses, same way.
Four
It's
Roses
like,
is the same.
I
yeah,
get that a
similar.
lot, but with that one, the oak overtook the notes of the floral part, and I'm like, okay, I kind of like this now. It was oaky though.
I always when I'm blinding Maker's Mark, it always drinks hotter than I think it is, because 90 proof. But that weeded whiskey, for me personally, I get this burn in the back of my palate, especially like going down, that I don't get with rye whiskeys. I get this kind of burning sensation, like a hug in the back of my palate, and I can pick it every time with Makers now, but it always, if I'm blinding it and I think it's drinking hotter than what it is, and I can pull that burn, I'm like, that's a weeded whiskey or a weeded bourbon. I know that, and then 9 times out of 10 it's Makers. It could be Weller. It could be something like that.
Right.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot in the Wellers we did when we did the blinds on the Weller. It had the same
Right.
characteristic burn in the back of the palate.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. So, and then with the tasting, what do we do? The blood medicine? Is that what
We did.
What do we do? Do we do the B
Yeah.
positive?
Yeah, we did be positive. Yeah, blood medicine. Yep.
Which
Yep.
was good. Yeah.
Yeah, because we did a little pivot at the end. Yeah. By the way, shout out to Lisa. Today is our 34th anniversary.
Oh, congrats, man.
Happy
So,
anniversary.
Yeah, happy
today's
anniversary.
So,
So what are you guys doing for your anniversary? Just hanging around
we're
at
gonna
work?
work. We're gonna work. We're gonna hang out with our members tonight. So yeah.
Oh, well, that can be her anniversry present.
Jobu?
No,
Yeah, the sherry.
the gift that she's going to throw at me the second you ding it.
Yeah. Oh, the bell. Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. Ready?
She hasn't seen it yet.
Ready? Yeah.
Lisa,
Her eyes
please,
just
Lisa.
shot at me like, you son of a...
Can't see her.
Oh, no, that was priceless. Here she
Yep.
comes. Great.
Oh no!
Oh no. Here she comes with the
Here
bell.
comes Mama Bear.
She's like, what? Who the hell brought a bell in here?
That bell is not for me.
It was. It was not. I was saying happy anniversary, honey. That's what I was saying.
That's the anniversary bell.
I did, actually.
I'll go back and listen, and I'll.
Okay.
She's
okay.
gonna check us on the podcast.
She's like,
Yeah.
you guys suck.
Yeah.
I know Tuesdays are your weekend, so hopefully you guys are going to do something fun tomorrow, maybe.
We are tomorrow, and actually tomorrow's my birthday, so we're actually
Oh,
going to take
great.
the kids
Congrats.
and all. We're going to meet up for lunch tomorrow. So, yep,
Well, why don't we get a quick commercial break
Let's
in,
do it.
and we'll come back and we'll talk about upcoming events.
let's do it.
Awesome.
Final Third Cigar is Indiana's exclusive Aladino Cigar Lounge. Come to Final Third for a selection of over 20 different Aladino cigars, including the Cameroon, a wonderful cigar with nice light flavors. Make sure and visit Final Third, the Aladino exclusive cigar lounge for Indiana. And we're back. Thank you, Aladino, as always, for your sponsorship. Final Third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge is your Indiana exclusive Aladino cigar lounge.
Yes. So we are in the last stages of getting the panels put on the patio. We tried to get it last year, and nothing came through. We've had a lot of issues with that, but this year we're just going to go forward and get it done. We're actually going to get those done, and then we're getting the heater installed hopefully in the next couple weeks as well. So we'll have that nice little extra outdoor space during the winter. You can sit out there and
Good
enjoy
event
it
last
outside.
night.
Great event last night. Yeah. We had Mace Chopin in here. He's the saxophone player. He sat on the patio and just chill vibes out on the patio.
And he
and-
did a great job on These Are a Few of My Favorite Things. Which,
that's cool.
you know, classic song and
Yeah.
played by a lot of jazz artists. And
Yeah.
he did an awesome job with that. So,
Yeah,
love
so
listening to
thanks a
him.
lot, Mace, for doing that last night. It was a lot of fun.
Will, what else we got coming up here?
So today, of course, if you remember, it's the third quarter event tonight after close. Friday, October 3rd, the McAuliffe Green release party.
Yeah,
Green Day.
Green Day.
Then you have following October 10th, we have the horse event out at Harris Hoosier Park.
Yep.
Then,
Yeah, so October 10th, I'm actually going to be out there selling cigars at Hoosier Park, and they're having the big race out there that day. So if you want to come out, just come on out. I can sell you a cigar. You can sit there and smoke them and enjoy some horse racing.
Alan's doing his master class on slots.
Yes.
Yes. Alan will tell you exactly how to play slot machines and win.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Then,
not going to tell anybody that. He's
No,
going to do
he
it
isn't.
himself.
We're going to call it the. We're going to set up the Humfleet Investment Company. And
Yes.
just feed him a little
Give me
cash.
your money.
He takes 10%. We get.
Yeah.
He's
Then
gonna be a billionaire.
Thursday, October 16th, we have the Aladino event here with Husto.
That's Thursday?
That's the 16th, isn't it?
I didn't realize it was on a Thursday.
Is that right?
I knew it's October 16th, but I didn't know that was a Thursday.
Yeah,
That, in
it's
fact,
Thursday.
it is a Thursday.
So yeah, it's Thursday.
So doubt me again. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I just my brain was on it was a Saturday. So
And then, of course, following up that, and if you haven't met Husto, definitely come out for that.
Yeah,
one.
you have to,
meet
man.
Husto.
Trey will be here. Trey Mack.
Trey Mack
Trey,
as well.
yep, Trey.
So wear your best flashy smoking jacket.
Oh yeah.
Then Thursday, October 30th, Halloween party. Chloe's out here doing special effects makeup. Wear costumes, don't wear costumes, up to you.
Yeah.
We're going to have fun. Thursday, November 27th, we are closed for Thanksgiving. However, Friday, Black Friday, November 28th, adult daycare and open enrollment for the 2026 membership program.
Yeah.
And then Saturday, December 13th, is the Ugly Christmas Sweater Party and Charcuterie Bar.
Yeah.
So get on
when you can't
Amazon or
miss.
wherever. Make sure you get your sweaters
Yeah. Or make your own.
or make your own. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want
I
more
got
pork?
one.
Anybody want more pork?
I got it.
Not a huge pour. I just need a little.
And update from
There
our
you go.
slot magician.
Yeah.
IU is now number 8.
Number 8.
Let's go.
Okay.
So they jumped.
Hey, that's good.
That's appropriate.
that's about where they should be right now. Yep. Especially after that last game. About where they should be.
Yep.
Well, good for them.
It
And now
wasn't
they're on a
another,
bye
like-
this week. They'll be on
Okay.
a bye.
Yep.
And then I don't know who they have after they come back from the bye. Are they getting into their hard schedule? Oregon. So yeah, they're getting into the meat of their schedule.
That will be definitely a game of the week.
That will be the game of the week,
Yeah,
I
it'll
think.
be a
Yeah.
big one.
Speaking of getting into the meat, how about the Fever?
Yeah, man. Scott, you were at the game.
I was at the game, so I don't know if it translated well on TV, but I just kind of want to call this out real quick. Las Vegas is better. Okay, we showed up with 8 players. That was it. 8.
8 players. Isn't that insane?
This is the WNBA.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a professional.
This is
league.
also the semifinals.
And this
Yeah.
is the
The
this
last
is the
4
equivalent
teams.
to the conference finals in the NBA. We had 8 players,
That's tough, man.
That's insane.
and I want to give absolute credit to all those ladies because the heart that they brought to that game was incredible.
Yeah.
They fought so hard, and it was just obvious that Vegas had the better team.
Yeah.
And it's, you might be able to win a couple times out of 10 against a better team when you bring that heart and that effort. Las Vegas brought everything that they had, and they came out on top, and they honestly should have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's amazing what the organization's been able to do. They play today. If they win today, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one to win.
It's
But
gonna
if
be
they
a tough
do,
one.
then they go back home to LA
Yeah.
or Las
Vegas.
Vegas.
They got enough heart that they could win the series. I just don't know if they have enough talent to do it.
I don't know if they have enough gas right
I don't know
now.
if they have enough people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just been,
Yeah.
it's been a very challenging season for this team.
Yeah.
100%. And it makes you excited for next year.
Yeah.
It does.
Everybody should be looking at this team and be very, very proud of the effort that they put in, the work that they put in, They had a bad losing streak at the end of the season, but they managed to get into the playoffs. They win the first round. They would take the first game in the semifinal. I mean, you know, it's kind of like the Pacers last year. Can you really ask for much more when you go to Game 7 and you lose it? I mean, you played the maximum number of games the entire season.
What I'm excited about for next year is, you know, they've got 4 solid starters injured.
Yeah.
You bring those 4 back, and now you have the pick of the team that got you to the finals.
Yeah.
Or to the semifinals.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, because they brought, I think, 4 or 5 players in that even one of those are Bibby's injured too.
Yep.
But they brought him in, and these girls are playing well. Now they can actually say, okay, these are the ones that haven't been performing, get rid of them. They could literally be building a team that could win several titles down the road.
They really could create a legacy
but they got to stay
program.
healthy.
Yeah.
They got to get healthy. So,
Well, and
We'll
I
see.
mean, there's the huge debacle with everybody talking about the WNBA officiating. They're just out there just letting people get injured.
Yeah.
And letting stuff slide just to keep the gameplay going.
they got to tighten up the
And
officiating.
something
It should be
you know,
the WWE, right?
Yeah.
Right, right. Look, I get it. You know, sometimes that aggression does bring people, you know, viewers. And so I understand to a certain extent, like, let them play.
Yeah.
But, man, you still got to protect your players, right?
Yeah, you do.
I mean, you almost wish they'd let them get into more scuffles, like, after the play, just to stop the aggression during the play.
on the play, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Penalty box is nice.
Yeah.
That's why I got.
And
say it
fighting.
all the time.
Exactly.
Come on.
Look, it's a legit thing.
And by the
if
way,
you hurt my
10
player,
days.
I'm going to kill you, right? I mean, is that, in 10 days.
Yeah,
10 days
days.
till it starts.
10 days till it starts.
You see hockey on, you're like B-dubs or whatever, and there's a little hockey on in the corner. It's a little preseason. You know it's coming. We're
It's
so close.
Almost there.
Yeah, yeah. And I think the Pacers' first preseason's October 11th. So
No, it's before that. It's coming up very, very fast,
I
isn't
thought
it?
it was October 11th. for
Oh,
the
I thought
first
it was
one.
actually before that.
I think there's
Is there
2
one
games
earlier?
next
I think there's a
weekend
game
or
next
first
week.
weekend.
Okay, maybe that's the first
There's
home
2
one.
games next weekend. I mean,
Maybe it's the first home preseason game.
Maybe,
was
yeah.
the 11th.
So speaking of hockey, we were in Nashville last week, and we caught the Predators preseason game.
Nice.
They
Isn't
went
that
up-
venue awesome?
That's amazing, especially when somebody randomly says, "Hey, come to the Lexus Lounge and enjoy all this free stuff."
I need
Yeah,
to- I need
October
to- we
7th
need to-
is the first
There you go.
preseason game.
Let's talk about your trip real quick because I want to hear.
Yes.
You went to a couple of cigar places. I want to hear about where you went and what you thought of them.
Okay.
So go tell us where you were at.
We were in downtown Nashville. We were going down there for all the music and stuff like that with the girlfriend's family and stuff. And we hit up the Red Phone Booth Lounge.
Okay.
And it's an interesting place. You show up and there's literally a British red phone booth out front, and you can't. There's no front door.
Nope.
There's an exit door, but you can't go in that way. You have to get in the phone booth and dial the code in order for them to open it and let you in. And luckily, I was able to get the code and everything. We got
So what's
in.
the code? Tell everybody.
It changes every day.
Oh, does it really?
867-5309.
Went in, they got a really nice humidor in there, great selection, awesome cocktails. I ended up just saying, screw it, I'm on vacation, we're doing some stag.
Nice.
So I just went full George T, and I think I had a Padron and Placencia.
Good for you, buddy.
Damn, that is going all out.
That's a
awesome.
good day
That's
right
And
there.
I was in my new boots. We were new
Hell
boot
yeah.
goofing that day.
Dang.
Got some nice Python brand new boots. I was going to wear them
Nice.
today, but they don't go with salmon colored shorts.
I mean, Indiana, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Well, not when it's still 80. Yeah, awesome place.
Okay.
Great customer service. Everybody was real cozy couches,
Yeah,
fireplaces,
so
everything.
Red Phone Booth. There's one in Nashville. There's one in Texas. I think in the Dallas
Atlanta
or
was
Houston
the
area.
first one.
There's one in Atlanta.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
So pretty cool little swanky speakeasy.
Yeah. Then we'd been to the Ariston before, just north of the Ryman Auditorium.
Okay.
Nice little lounge, almost similar to Quorum. Very friendly staff, great selection. It's a Davidoff lounge, so it's predominantly Davidoff stuff.
Okay.
But awesome cocktails there as well. We hung out there for quite a while, and then hit up a couple more of the smaller little cigar lounges, and wasn't really impressed with one of them. And then the other one was almost like here, just not quite as thought out. But yeah, it was a good time.
Great time.
Good, good.
Nice.
I had all kinds of people hitting me up all the time for, where'd you get your cigar? Are you smoking a cigar? So it was
cool.
good.
So while you were in Nashville, I was in South Carolina on vacation, and I wanted to just shout out Highwire Distilling Company in
Yeah.
Charleston. It's been on my bucket list to go visit these guys for a couple years now, and I just said, you know what, Saturday, I'm going to the distillery. Who wants to go with me? Because we had a lot of my wife's family, my in-laws, and about half the crew went with Becky and I down to Highwire and had a tour set up with about 8 other people. We went through the distillery. Highwire, their claim to fame is their Jimmy Red Corn Bourbon, which is 100% Jimmy Red corn, which is a almost extinct heirloom variety. They had 2 ears of corn that they got to Clemson University and had them propagate it and, and breed it and get it back. And now there's several farms in South Carolina that will exclusively grow for them. And it's really cool. I mean, the difference in the whiskey from the different farms, call it maturation, call it what you want, but I think that terroir is like really a real thing there, because getting it on a coastal region versus getting it a couple hours inland, you can tell difference. There's differences in that whiskey. Great bourbon. They have a rye called Revival Rye that I bought a couple of. They have this great little 375s, pre-prohibition style bottles that are so cool. A Bruisey Rye, right? Have you ever heard of a Bruisey Rye? It's only grown in South Carolina. It's got to be in a very wet climate. Probably could grow it in Louisiana, maybe something like that, maybe Georgia. But on the coast there, they grow it. It is a aggressive, floral, peppery rye. Ooh. So if you like that kind of rye, it's a rye drinker's rye. Like, it's going to turn some people off because it's punchy. But man, ironically,
you brought some of that back, right?
I brought some back.
Sweet.
It's on its way. We'll try it on the show here in an upcoming show when we get it. Excited about that. But Scott Blackwell and Marshall, the owners, they're doing a great job. They started this in 2013. First distillery since Prohibition in the state of South Carolina, and they're doing a great job. They've got a big giant pot still. They only produce about 6 barrels a day when they're distilling, so small scale, very flavorful, rich bourbon. And the way I would describe Jimmy Red Corn is if you know Bloody Butcher and you're not a fan of Bloody Butcher because of that earthiness funk.
Yeah.
Think of all the good that's in Bloody Butcher minus that.
And
that's Jimmy Red. It's like
that's
all
awesome.
the good of Bloody Butcher with none of the bad. Like,
Wow.
So, again, had a great time, great tour, great tastings. Everyone had a blast. And if you're in Charleston, I highly recommend you go spend a couple hours there, go on a tour and check them out.
Have you been to the tea plantation?
I haven't. I'd love to, man.
Man, that place is super cool.
Yeah.
It's the only
I'd
tea
like to go there.
farm in America, in like North America.
Yeah.
And man, it's a cool place. I highly recommend.
That's
you
in
get there.
Charleston as well?
Yeah.
It's about 30 minutes outside of Charleston, down
That'd be
south.
one I'd like to go to.
Yeah.
I'm more of a tea fan than I am a coffee fan. So
They give you the whole tour, the process, how they farm it, and you see all the tea plants out there. And it's man, it's a whole
That's cool.
thing. Yeah.
Another thing too I want to point out is we are, my brother-in-laws are all pretty good bourbon drinkers, so we had a plethora of bourbon, obviously. One new bottle I got when I was down there that didn't make it back because we crushed it was the Angel's Envy bottled in bond.
Oh, dude.
Which Rob has on the shelf here at Final Third. If you haven't tried it, I strongly suggest you come in and get a pour of it. It's a phenomenal bourbon.
Even if
not
you're
an
not an
expensive
Angel's
bottle
Envy
either.
fan.
It's not. It's unfinished. So it's
not
not
your textbook
And it's
Angel's
not
Envy.
Angels. No, that's such a great point because
And this
I'm not
is
a
the-
big Angels Envy fan. But
Well, and this is the thing I
it's-
wanted to ask you on here because it kind of threw me off because it's bottle and bond, which is 100 proof,
right.
but this is also cask strength. So that means it came out of the barrel at exactly 100
100
proof.
proof.
I don't know how you do that, but
Science.
they have them both on the label. It's cask strength and it's bottle and bond.
They have
So-
lowered their barrel entry proof to the point where it will come out. They're controlling
They've controlled it.
They've
Gotcha.
controlled it so tightly that lower barrel entry proof's getting them to 100 in the
final
barrel.
finish.
Yeah, so some wild turkey, there's a lot of wild turkey barrels that come out cast strength at 95, 98 proof.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just all about controlling the climate, and they've got it dialed in, man. That's
Well,
all
and
I
I
can
heard
say.
this, like Michter's talked about their low barrel entry proof when
Right.
we went on the tour there. So the whole purpose was, look, when you're adding water at the end of the process, you're adding the flavor of the water, whatever the
Right.
water is,
Yep.
right? When you add the water ahead of time and lower the barrel entry proof, the water is part of the process of going in and out of the barrel.
The maturation and everything.
I will say, I defy you to tell me a more flavorful bourbon at 90 proof than Michter's.
Yeah.
It is at
amazing.
90 proof.
Yeah.
That bourbon drinks with so much flavor.
Yeah.
and that's why they're doing such a great job.
Yeah, they make killer whiskey. Absolutely killer whiskey.
But yeah, try the Angel's Envy Bottle and Bond when you get in here.
Yeah.
It's well worth it.
I don't have a lot, so get here as quick as you can. Right now. Come on in.
And another thing, if you happen to find any bottles of the Westland's 10-year Garyana,
It's the light whiskey.
Westward,
It's
yeah.
not a
Yeah.
bourbon. It's a light American. No, it's a
No, it's
single
a
malt.
single malt.
single malt.
Sorry,
If
not
you
light
happen to
whiskey,
find
single
any of
malt.
those out on the market, call your local authorities.
12,000
Yeah.
Because
bottles.
12,000 bottles of it were stolen out of
Yeah.
Washington.
And if you find a Pappy 23 that is in a funky shaped bottle,
Yeah.
it probably isn't Pappy 23,
Yeah.
boys.
It's probably American single malt.
Exactly.
It was
yeah.
$1 million worth of whiskey stolen.
Yeah.
12,000 bottles.
12,000. How do you even steal 12,000 bottles of whiskey?
Well, apparently you show up to the loading dock with fake paperwork saying that you're taking it to New Jersey, and then they load you up and ship you off, and you disappear.
If you're drinking William LaRue Weller this fall and it tastes like chocolate malt balls,
Yeah.
it's
Right.
not.
It's not William LaRue. Hey, another shout out I want to give too. So Josh Pickett from Louisville Cigar Company, good buddy of
Love
ours. We've
Josh.
all been down there. Great guy.
Yeah.
Crushing it down there right now. Still the only indoor
Indoor
smoking
smoking
lounge
lounge.
in Louisville, which is amazing. He's been doing very, very well. But he got a call. Actually, someone stopped by from the PCA and was talking to him. They called Glenn Loop, which is the president or whatever. I'm not sure his title. But he actually, they're giving him this next PCA the Advocacy Award for what he did in Louisville.
Oh, he
For the
deserves it
legislation,
100%.
100%.
Absolutely, yep.
So he went to legislation, and I mean, he had other people helping him, but he was the driving force to be able to allow smoking indoors in a cigar lounge in Louisville. They haven't had that
Congratulations, that's
ever
huge.
that I know of. So it's like, that's pretty amazing he did that. So he's getting that award, so congratulations to you, and if I wasn't supposed to share that, sorry.
I'm going to give a shout out to Dustin Paris.
Dustin.
Yeah, Dustin works for Luxco, MGP.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I happened to be, I mentioned I was at Lit, and they had an event going on with Penelope. And it was a ticketed thing, so I couldn't join in. But sat and talked with him for about 10 minutes at the bar. Really, really nice guy. All into the Penelope stuff, obviously. Definitely said he's going to stop by. He comes out to the home office there in Luxembourg, not Luxembourg, for goodness sake, down in Lawrenceburg.
Lawrenceburg.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Luxembourg.
That's in
Luxembourg's a
Germany.
little bit of a
It's a
drive.
little bit of a
It's
difference.
a continental difference
Yeah.
there. We probably have a Luxembourg, Indiana, if I had to guess.
We probably
I bet
do.
we
We've got Mexico, Indiana.
Exactly,
Come on.
yeah. But yeah, he was really, really kind. We had a good conversation. Just really appreciate him taking a few minutes out of his day and chatting up the Penelope stuff. He's real
cool.
excited about all the things that they've got going on. I think he mentioned something, I didn't take notes on it, but maybe a new Penelope we need to keep an eye out for. So.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
if you
right.
haven't tried that Penelope cigar batch, you definitely need to. Don't sleep on that one.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
good.
if you
If
can
you see
find
it in
it,
a
if
store,
you
just
see
buy
it.
it.
Yeah,
It's good.
yeah,
It's good. Yeah.
So a couple other release notes. Angel's Envy has come out with their 10-year cast strength. Their first ever age-stated cast strength is 10 years. That'll be released on 10/10/25.
Nice.
So
Coming up
go
quick.
take a
10
look at
year
that.
on
I think it's
10/10.
clocking in around 121 proof.
Hell yeah.
Love Angel's Envy cast strength. Yeah, 122.6 proof. will be arriving probably at the gift shop on October 10th. So check that out. And then 1792 Barton has come out with a permanent release of their cognac finish. So they will be, that's going to be a shelfer now, the cognac finish, and a price on it, $37.
Oh,
There you
jeez.
go.
Come on.
What,
You know, we're finally getting there, man.
Yeah.
It's really these new releases. People aren't coming out with the $100, $200 bottles anymore. They're
Yeah.
hitting that 50 to sub 50 mark. It's exciting.
It is, yeah.
I think we finally, you know, it's not the end of the whiskey boom, the bourbon boom. It's the start of bourbon normalcy.
Yeah.
Let's
I'll tell you-
rebrand that from being negative to something positive.
Exactly. And I'll back up a little bit on Angel's Envy. I feel like Angel's Envy is the one brand of all the big names that people know that has done more over the last year
Yeah.
to create new products in their lineup that they never had. It's like everyone knows port finished bourbon is good. Their rye is rum finished, very, very sweet. Their cask strength comes out occasionally, but now putting out the bottle and bond, that añejo barrel, all these different things out
triple
there.
cask.
Yeah,
Yep.
the triple cask.
Triple oak,
the
yeah.
triple
Triple
oak.
oak, yeah.
All this stuff, they're showing that they make great whiskey
Yeah.
that doesn't have to be
I
finished.
mean, I credit
So
Owen
cool.
Martin. I credit Owen Martin for that because
Oh, he's
Owen's
crushing
their
it.
master distiller blender, and guy's just innovative, creative, has a great palate, knows what he's doing. Trained in Scotland, he's got the chops, man.
Well, and it's definitely a
doing good
brand
job.
that if you've ever not enjoyed it because it is finished whiskey or you just didn't like the profile, don't sleep on it because their bourbon, straight bourbon, is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
So
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what I love is that they really set a good model for business owners, right? People that are opening up new distilleries. They found a product that was, you know, matched a good number of pallets out there, and they made a bunch of it and sold a bunch of it.
Yeah.
I mean, the Angel's Envy Rye at $100 a bottle has been selling off the shelves for years.
Yep.
Absolutely for years. And what a great way to fund your business. Now they're to the point where they can go out and they can experiment and they can put new things out on the marketplace and really be able to expand their product profile. I mean, that right there to me is like a market lesson on how to do it.
Yep.
exactly.
I agree.
Yeah.
Man, Angel's Envy Rye obviously is polarizing. People love it or hate it. I will tell you this: if you haven't ever paired it with chocolate, try the Angel's Envy Rye
Oh,
with some
dude.
chocolate, the dark chocolate.
That'd probably be the way I'd do
It's
it.
it's amazing.
Well, we did. Yeah, here's some more for you
Thank
guys.
you.
I wanted to get into this a little, the Nulu a little bit with the cigar because I want to try something unfinished.
Okay.
Because I really like the cigar with that, but I want to see what it does with the bourbon too. Where was I going to go with that? Dang it. Oh well, never mind.
So Nulu, which is in
Yeah.
Nulu, Kentucky.
This is a total wine pick. I think I picked up maybe 2 or
Yeah.
3 years ago. And honestly, we've all had some really good Nulu picks. We've had some good Nulu on the bar in the past too. But this one is coming in. What's the proof range on this one, Will?
This one's 60.5, so 121 proof.
So 121. So a little higher proof than everything we've tried so far. I'm just kind of curious
wanna
what this
taste
is
it.
going to do with the cigar because I'm really enjoying the cigar.
This,
I'd say the strength level is about the same as the Maduro,
I'd agree.
but the flavor notes on this one has transitioned a couple of times already, and I'm really enjoying it.
I feel like it's a little more white pepper than black pepper.
It is.
Yeah.
It changed to white. Yes,
Yep.
absolutely.
Boy, you really got to take like a pretty heavy sip of that Nulu after having these finished.
Yeah,
To
get that whiskey.
to get it out of the palate, because I went to smell it and I'm like, oh, this is chocolatey, and I'm like, I had this before the show, and I didn't think it was chocolatey. It was just leftover.
It's just
from,
leftover, yeah.
from what I had before. So,
So what we're saying is, when you drink a lot of whiskey, your palate cleanser is whiskey.
Yeah.
that seems reasonable.
Straight whiskey.
Sounds like good to me.
I
Yeah.
like the sound of that.
Yeah, yeah.
That works for me.
I mean, water.
Who needs Listerine?
Nobody needs water.
Crackers?
Yeah.
No, we don't
Come
do
on, we don't do
crackers.
crackers. We do
Pretzels,
whiskey.
forget about it. It's whiskey. That's what we do. All right, so we got the Colts coming up today here at 4 Eastern.
Fever, 4 Eastern.
The Fever, I think the Fever at 3.
Are they at 3?
I think
okay.
the Fever at 3.
All right, we'll kick that on. Hopefully they're playing well, then we can bounce back.
Tough road
games.
game for the Colts today.
Yes. This
is going to test who they are.
This is the defining moment, at least to this point in the season, to say, okay, if they lose and it's close, you're feeling pretty good.
That's a win.
If you win, then obviously a win. You just don't want to get blown out and everybody go, oh yeah, that's the Colts that we thought
they are.
were.
Who we thought? Yeah, exactly.
They are who we thought they are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, this Nulu has some cherry cola notes.
Yeah.
It does.
Crazy.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's
I remember
it just
this
had to
one.
get past the chocolate note that was still stuck on my palate.
It is.
Yeah, cherry cola, man. Holy smokes.
Yeah. So we'll give our final thoughts here.
So
Okay. First of all, let's do whiskeys first. Tell me your final thoughts on both of the whiskeys.
Will?
The Tawny really surprised me. The balance and the complexity of the flavor notes in the Tawny really stand out. That it makes me want to go back. I don't think I could drink multiple pours of it, like we talked about earlier. But I can definitely see at the end of the night me going, I kind of want that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And especially like you said with the dessert.
Oh yeah.
At the end of the night, I would be drawn toward that for sure.
Yeah.
The 10W30, I liked it, but it is overpowering. So you'd have to almost plan for that sherry note with either what you're smoking or what you're planning for the evening.
Yeah.
Again, I see that as an in the night last pour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to cap things off, because anything you drink after that is going to be tainted.
Yeah.
Initially. And then the Nulu, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That little hint of almost cherry cola, kind of gingery,
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah, it's good, man.
So, Scott, what are your thoughts on the 2 Moon Drops?
I'll kind of just mimic what you said, right? I think
we're
that
all
you
going
hit
very close
all
to that,
the high points there. I'll say it's one of those that is a kind of a defining drink about your palate, and if you'd find this in your lounge, it probably speaks to your clientele and what you guys like. Talking and thinking about bringing things into your space and what it means with your people, your customers, your family, right? That's kind of what it ends up being within your lounge. It definitely is a desserty, bold, aggressive flavors on both of those. Really great, one and done for me. The sherry, not really up my alley, but I'd be curious about cocktails with that.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I like is Mark does specialize in a lot of cocktails with his stuff.
He's not called Moonshine Mark for no reason.
Exactly, exactly. And I'm looking forward to it. I've been over there a couple times. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this one on the shelf and seeing what they do with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to agree with both of you. I thought with the cigars, I prefer the Maduro with the Tawny port.
Yeah.
And I actually
was the best
prefer the
Sumatra.
Sumatra with the sherry.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm glad we
Better.
started with the Maduro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, with the Tawny.
That was the best pairing I think we had today.
Yeah.
I would also, I almost want to add in that I would like to try the Tawny with a cigar I'm familiar with and see if it didn't change it as much as it did with the new Maduro we
Yeah.
tried.
I was thinking about
to
you
see
with
if it was the cigar that changed or if it was the Tawny that changed.
I was
the
thinking
cigar.
about you with that McAuliffe Red.
Yeah.
In the Tawny port
That's
would be
exactly
a
what I was
fantastic
thinking.
pairing. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm great at parking too.
You're
so
good
yeah.
at parking too. Yes, you are. I'm exactly where you guys are. I mean, I don't have nothing to add. I think the Tawny is definitely one that you can get. You can buy a bottle of this, take it home, enjoy it. Have it as your last pour of the night. Honestly, it could be the first pour of your night. It could be either one,
Yeah.
but it's definitely going to be more of the flavor of the sweet. I love port. I really love port, especially tawny port. I like that. I want to taste the oak, and I want to taste the nut. I want to taste all that stuff in it. I want to taste the nut.
Yeah, I was
wanna
going to say, we
taste
need to sound like
Oh
that.
boy, here we go.
Uh-oh.
Get on
It's
that
a good
mic.
thing we're about to roll into members only.
Off
Yeah.
the rails here, Ron.
Let's just push that one off until the
But I
members
really
only.
do. I do like that one. The sherry is one that.
Yeah, the whole
All the crowd here.
Speaking of-
Hey,
Rob's ready to take
the
a
peanut
Yeah, I was
gallery.
gonna say,
Gallery.
speaking of nut, the peanut gallery has been really silent this whole time until you just said
Until
that.
I said nut. Yeah, I know.
I
I know.
want to taste the nut. Taste
But I'm
the
with you guys on the
biscuit, taste
sherry. I think the
nut.
sherry is definitely something that you want to taste the wine notes in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to taste the wine notes in a whiskey, or you're a wine person, want to get into whiskey, that'd be a good one to try. But I still think that I'm probably going to play around with that and maybe make some Manhattans in here just to see what it does with just that. No vermouth. I think it'll go well.
I love it. So,
So,
let's talk about
yeah.
the cigars real quick.
Yeah.
Now, this is something interesting. Rob, you get tons of people that come through the door, hand
Yeah.
you off samples of cigars
Yeah.
to try. This is the first time we've done one, live on the show. I know sometimes you get them and you're like 5 puffs in, you're like, nope, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna make it.
Yep.
You smoked this and you said, you know what, I'm gonna bring this to the show because I
did that on
curious, right?
purpose
Yeah,
because
which I
I was
love.
when because I smoked both of them while they were sitting here, and again it's Michael and Kathy. They're the owners of Catelli, and they were hanging out here. Great people, but again, great people still need to make good cigars
Yeah.
to be able
Yeah.
to sell them. And I smoked them both. I was impressed with both of them. Now, like I said, the Maduro is not going to be a bomb.
Yeah.
The Sumatra's not going to be a bomb. But both of them, to me, were good enough to say these might be worth bringing on the shelves. And I thought this would be a fun extra night. I've had a ton of samples I would say we're never going to do on the show.
Right.
Because it's somebody's baby. I don't want to actually ever shit on someone's brand, what
They're
they're
hard work.
doing.
I mean, they're trying
because
and
they're
they're-
making cigars for their palate, and
Yeah.
their people love them, and that's great. I thought these were good enough to bring on the show to talk about.
hey, there's a lot of lounges I go to, they don't have McAuliffe.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For one reason or another, they don't have McAuliffe. I'm like, you guys are crazy. Why don't you have McAuliffe? McAuliffe's great
I had
cigars.
3 calls this week from lounges around the country, and none of them have McAuliffe. And they're like, oh, so what's your number one selling there? I'm like, well, we sell across the board really well. I mean, I will say for us, Aladino, Espinosa, McAuliffe, Rojas is starting to get up a little bit, HPC a little bit too, Crowned Heads get up a little bit too, but those 3, and then Padron obviously sells well by itself. That's what it is. But I tell people, it's like my number one selling box is
This guy.
McAuliffe.
No.
It's McAuliffe. It's the McAuliffe box. It's the
Yeah.
blacks, the reds, the greens are going
Hopefully
to
the
sell.
greens, yeah.
We're already selling boxes of greens. So, I mean, the blues and purples still sell boxes of too. And they're like, really? I'm like, you guys got to give them a shot.
Yeah.
I've tried so hard to get them to give them a shot because I think they're just easy box sales because, again, they're that, depending on what state you're in or whatever, you're that $10 price point. That's a budget cigar now.
And the consistency and quality that you get
Yeah.
on McAuliffe
It's not a-
at that price point
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
unreal.
It's not a budget cigar that you're like 1 out of every
Yeah,
10.
it's not a
you're
chopped
tossing.
cigar. It's nothing against chopped cigars, but it's not a secondary. It's not anything
No.
crazy like that. It's just a great quality cigar at an
Agreed.
awesome price point.
Yeah.
So
Any other thoughts on the cigar?
Yeah, I just say very impressed with the construction and the draw. Both of them have great flavor, but the construction and the smoke, it's just been an even burn, even nice draw.
The smoke content of it's
The
so
Sumatra
heavy.
It is aggressive.
And
I love it.
I love it. It's great.
I'm kind of leaning towards the Sumatra. I think that's
I was
my
too,
Scott.
which is not normally the way I would go.
Right?
Yeah.
But I really like. I mean,
Yeah.
both of them I think have a place here if you want to bring them in. So
I'm
I'm normally a
thinking
Maduro
about it,
guy,
yes.
but the retro on this one is so much more appealing.
It is, yeah. But we like that more aggressive retrohale spice. Not everyone's gonna retrohale when they smoke, but both of them I think have flavor even on the puff without the retrohale.
Yeah.
Again, I was not surprised when he said these are made at the Rojas factory. They were going to be good.
Yeah.
The one thing I was always questioning is like, oh, okay, you're part of the blending process. So you have to be good at blending. Obviously, Rojas has to make it, and they're working together.
Yeah.
I thought they did a great job on both of these,
Yeah.
Yep.
especially as their first 2 cigars that they released. I think they nailed it. Now, I did smoke, and it's not even available anymore, but he gave me one of the last couple he had, the Maduro in a Lancero, and all the spice you want in a Maduro came out in that Lancero.
Oh, that's the one you had
absolute-
yesterday. That's the one you had
Yes.
the other day when we
Yeah.
were
It
here.
was freaking delicious. So that was a good one you should bring back.
Well,
or bring
keep-
it back in a Corona or something.
Keep an eye out. You never know.
Yeah.
We may see the Boxer,
Boxer.
Catelli.
You heard it here first. No.
Yeah.
heard it here first.
Might see them on the shelf soon enough.
Might be the first. Well, I know they stopped at a couple other shops around here, the Cigar Haven and the North and South Side. They stopped in there and saw those guys. I'm not sure if they're bringing them in or not, but you might be starting to see them in Central Indiana here soon. So
Perfect.
Nice.
All right.
All right, guys.
All
Well,
right. Well,
I think that's
Well,
a
appreciate
wrap
you
here.
guys listening in on this one. And again, if you have any thoughts on things you'd like us to taste or smoke on the show, please let us know. We're trying to get more interaction with people on the podcast, on the live. I don't know if we even really paid attention to if anyone commented on YouTube
yeah, actually,
today.
we had 2 comments right here at the end, real quick.
Okay.
Doc says, someone clipped that one, referring to somebody liking nut.
Yeah.
Also, never shit on someone's baby. He thinks
100%.
Both of those should be on the board. So.
100%, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Well,
all right,
thanks a
Rob,
lot,
where
guys.
can they find you?
You can find me everywhere. Final Third Cigar.
Find me Cocky Wolverine on Instagram.
Find me at Scotty D Smokes, and definitely follow the Final Third podcast on all the channels.
You can find me at Moto Photo Will on Instagram.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys, and we will see you next week.
Cheers,
Cheers.
everybody.
Cheers.